Amelia? Oh, did I?
Hi. Yes.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, you know what, I'm muted. Um, I am struggling like to, excuse my language, to not react to the same triggers and the same I meditate and I come out and I feel amazing, and then I'll go downstairs and s- something will trigger me and I just go straight back to reacting. And I'm just wondering if anyone has any guidance, suggestions, recommendations
Well,
on, I've tried the, change, but then I just forget to do it, and I catch myself after it's happened.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can relate to that. Uh, uh, it's, I'll tell you my story and see if you can find a connection and a pathway in your story. I
Hmm.
was, I had a chronic aggression, chronic anger, chronic fear. It's funny, I was Mr. Tough Guy, but I found in hindsight, I got to understand who I was. My overreaction was because I evidently had a chronic fear. And so I would get angry and over aggressive, and I'd overreact to everything. And I'd go, and I hurt a few people. I was, because I would overreact. And when it was over, I'd go, what the hell? Why'd I do that? I lost jobs because of fights and stuff like that. And all that time, I never had this much success in overcoming it until I got into this and I started finding my heart center. And it occurred to me that I think later in this book is where we key on it. Healing my inner self was a pathway to peace for me, for me.
Hmm.
Okay. And how did I do that? I started forgiving anything and everything in my mind. Let me carefully define forgiving because it's not what I was taught. It's something I learned along the way. Forgiving is the goal. The goal of forgiving is to release any energy ties I have to the past. It has nothing to do with anybody else or anything else or anyone else. Forgiving to me means I release this energy. I release this energy. I release this energy. You with me? I would,
Yeah.
I had nightmares 24/7. I would sit there and I'd try to be quiet and I'd grit my teeth trying to shut up the noise in my mind. I'm not even exaggerating. And I can remember telling this voice to shut up and this voice to tell that voice to shut up. And pretty soon I had a chorus of voices, everybody yelling, shut up. And I go, ah, and I'd go get a beer because beers, alcohol had a way of suppressing the noise. And that's how I lived. By learning to forgive everything, anything that was confronting me, I learned a funny thing, an odd thing. They confront because their energies in me worn out and they want to be freed. By releasing them, it's like, how do I release? I had a whole bunch of different pictures. One of them I like to see is I'd put myself standing in the symbolic river of life. And anything I release, I'd see sticks go off and go downstream, and I'd see rubble go up, I'd see trash go off, and I'd see darkness, and I'd be standing here, and the water would be running around me, and I release, I free you, I free you, I forgive you, I forgive you, and in my mind, I would see dirt and rubble and shadows, and I'd see the river carrying them away. No attachment, no meaning, no concern for justice. Oh, I wanted justice for some of the things that happened to me. I just wanted to be free. Slowly but surely, I started noticing they were diminishing. I was once asked, how do I know which ones to do first? Because I had, you know what I mean? I called them barking dogs because they were loud in my head. I said, whichever one is first in your face. Don't go looking for it. They'll come to you when they're ready to be healed. Oh, well, okay. And so I'd go to meditate and I'd get, okay, it's your turn to be healed. And I would think of it, don't rehearse it. Remember the feeling. I have never tell you to go back and rehearse that trauma, because all that does is reburn brain cells. It makes it important. It makes it a fresh memory. No, just remember the feeling. Oh, that was better. Just release the feeling, because the feeling is your reaction to the energy tie. Forget what's on the other end. Forget the anchors to this energy tie. The feeling is the energy of the chain, anchor chain. Release the feeling, release the feeling, release the feeling. I forgive, I forgive, I release you, I release you, I forgive. Until you can see that rubble being carried away in the river of life. You might have another symbol. You might like putting in a fire and letting the suit. You might like wind blowing it away. Doesn't matter. You might like taking a shower and seeing the dirt of your consciousness go down the drain. Any symbol works. I like standing in the river. It just worked for me. You know what I mean? And you do it again, and you do it again, and the same one will come up the next day, and the same one, until that one goes away and you feel it in your heart. You remember the placebo I just a minute ago? It doesn't matter unless it happens in the heart. When your heart says, okay, enough, I really release you, you will have an emotional experience where this burden is finally let go of you. I backed up to the point where I was a child, and when I first saw my child, he was a little boy in the corner of his room with his arms folded, and he greeted me by saying, "Shut up and don't even look at me." That was the greeting I got in my first energy event with my inner child. That's how I met him. And we worked our way up. It doesn't matter why. Why doesn't matter. The world has got all kind of chaos in it. The why doesn't matter. All that matters is the energy tie, that anchor chain. When you break those chains, you free the spirit. One step at a time. And it does sometimes one time. And you just, like do. Other times it'll come back and come back and come back. But even if it keeps coming back, the solution's the same. Let it go. If we talk on the telephone, I will tell you, and I'll say it here. I don't care if you're guilty, they're guilty, or you were just standing in the wrong spot and the sky fell on you. Sometimes life is like that. The energy tie is what we're after, releasing the feeling. That will set you free. You can't change the past. It's written in the book of life. But you can change your connection to it. You can change the meaning of it. You with me?
Yeah.
If you can find some key in this to work in your life, it will change your life. I can still remember with emotion the first day I sat down to meditate, and I always had to have something. I mean, for the first couple of years, I had something I had to deal with. And okay. And one day I sat down to meditate, and I opened my eyes like, my mind is quiet. For the first time in my life, my mind was quiet. You're talking to somebody who does this stuff. I know if you were to have a better teacher or a different teacher, they'll tell you, every teacher will tell you a different way. But this was my pathway. And the key is releasing the anchor chains and releasing your hearts, freeing your heart. That's the key. Don't ask why. Don't ask for justice. Don't ask for anything. Just set it free. What the psychologists and psychiatrists do is fraudulent, painful, hurtful. I think I overexpressed my opinion of that industry. The whole goal is to be free. Different people need different systems. Different people need different teachers. You're stuck with me tonight. This is my
I
message.
wouldn't call it stuck. I feel very, very lucky, very blessed. Thank you.
Okay. This is with the deepest heartfelt message. This is what I did, and this is what I understand in hindsight that I did. I had to quit looking for justice. I had to quit blaming. I had to quit everything except I want to be free. That's got to be your priority. And once that becomes your priority, the only thing to do is to let go. And I use the word forgiveness for that. Who are you forgiving? Not them. You're forgiving you. You're releasing you. This is who you're forgiving.
Mm.
Love yourself. Forgive yourself. Let it all go. Just let it go. Love yourself and forgive yourself and let it go. Let go of those anchors.
Mm.
I think you
Thank
got
you.
more of an answer than you were expecting, didn't you?
No, that was the perfect answer. Thank you.
It's all the love I've got to tell you, the deepest heart path that I have.
Thank you, Ray.
You're welcome. I'm going to end the recording. This has been a blessed and long conversation. I love it. But don't go away. We got more to come.